Now available in paperback and e-readers, Spellbound, A Darker Shade of Black. Get your copy today at your favorite online bookseller. Black man, are you the garbage man? That's the critical question I want to ask many of you brothers out here regarding your Stacy Dash. Now, recently, your Stacy Dash said she wanted to start dating black men again after apologizing for making those numerous statements about black people and the black community on platforms like Fox News and supporting political candidates like Mitt Romney and Donald Trump. And the reason why I'm asking that critical question of black men, do you want to be the garbage man, is because when I look at your Stacy Dash, all she's doing is offering black men leftovers that other white men and non-black men have had. And as a black man, you have to ask yourself, do you want to be the man who picks through the white man or the non-black man's garbage? Because that's where your Stacy Dash is residing right now. Now, your Stacy Dash has been married to 4 different white men in her prime, and now that those white men want nothing to do with her, they have left her in the garbage. And now that she's sitting outside the garbage, she's hoping that some decent working class brother will approach her, pick her up out of the garbage, and then take her back into the black community. Now, your Stacy Dash, like many black women, have this notion that they can put the black man last and they can go out here and have their fun with all of these white and non-black men and then eventually go out here and settle for some black man. And your Stacy Dash believes this because she's seen many other black and biracial black women like Halle Berry get away with this, but it's up to the brothers out here to start having some sort of standard for themselves, because when black females do this, this is a disrespect to you. Now, your Stacy Dash is talking to black men because she knows she can't run this game on black women, because most black women hate biracial black women like Stacy Dash, and if she tries to come into the community through them, they are going to erect a brick wall to keep her out. So what she wants to do is go through these gullible black men who are just caught up in her visual of having this light skin and this silken Mexican hair. And these guys, because they're caught up in the visual and caught up in their emotions, she knows she can manipulate one of them into picking her up out of that white man's garbage and bringing her back to the black community as his girlfriend. And that's what happens when you have a community that is filled with a lot of guys who come from single mother households. They will look at this woman like a Stacy Dash based on the color of her skin and the texture of her hair and think they've got some sort of asset. But a man who has gone out here to work to build, he's going to look at the content of a Stacy Dash's character and see someone he's not going to want to have as a girlfriend or a wife, because he knows that if this woman has been married 4 times, then this woman is not a suitable woman to be a helpmeet to him, and she's not going to be able to support him in any way, shape, or form, because she already has spiritual bonds with these other, white men, and she is DNA bonded to those other white men, so she cannot form a pair bond with him in a relationship. That's what any man is going to say about a Stacy Dash. He's going to say that that woman is in that white man's garbage, and she's in that white man's garbage for a reason, and he's going to leave her in the white man's garbage because that woman does not meet his standard for a wife, and that woman does not meet his standards for a relationship, because this woman is practically damaged beyond repair. And he's going to say to himself, as a man, he does not need to pick a woman out of the garbage, because this woman, yes, she may be pretty on the outside, but she does not meet his standards and qualifications on the inside as related to the content of her character, and that is going to be his reason for leaving a Stacy Dash in the garbage, because that man is going to have self-esteem and self-worth, and because he has self-esteem and self-worth, he's going to say, I can do better than picking in the white man's garbage for his leftovers, and he's going to go looking for a quality sister to go deal with, because he's going to say, look, why should I go in this garbage for a white man's leftovers? Why should I deal with somebody else's trash? I'm not a garbage man. No, I don't pick garbage. I don't go out here scavenging for women, because I have value as a man. And more black men really need to start thinking like that, because it is a complete insult to you for a Stacy Dash to sit there and say, I want to start dating black men again, because if she could not put black men first when she was in her prime, then we don't need to consider her last when she's 54 years old, menopausal, and going to start breaking down even further than what she is. Why should a hard brother who's going out here and worked hard all his life want to go out here and pick up a 54-year-old bust down and have a relationship with her? That's the critical question I want to ask all you brothers out here regarding your Stacy Dash. Why should you have to, after working hard all your life, trying to build yourself up, get your money straight, and get your life in order, why should you settle for a 54-year-old Stacy Dash when she was in her 20s never wanted to consider you? That's another critical question I want to ask, because you, as a black man, you need to understand, if she could not be with you in your when you were starting out and struggling, then she doesn't need to be with you when you're already established. If she could not put you first when you were first out here, you had finished school, or you had finished getting your trade, and you started working at these entry-level jobs, and you were trying to get your money straight, if she could not work with you to help you build, then she should not be there when everything is established. I mean, if she's already gone out here and been with these white guys, and they have practically run through her, then she's already put you last, and why should you make this woman a wife when she never considered you for a husband and never wanted to serve you as a husband? Why should you sit there and deal with this woman who never wanted to deal with you, never wanted anything to do with you when she was in her prime and was at her most attractive state? Why should you deal with her now that she's all old, busted, crinkled, and wrinkled, and has a vagina with more miles than a 89 Yugo? Why should you have to settle for some busted female as a black man? Why should you have to take somebody else's scraps and leftovers and sit there and put up with that? I mean, the working class black man is considered the garbage man, not only by your black women, but by women all over this world. And it's even more insulting when these black women, like your Stacy Dash, disrespect the black man by going out here so-called living their best life by getting with the Pookies, the Ray Rays, and the white guys, the Asian guys, the Arab guys, the Hispanic guys, the Indian guys. And then after having all of those men, because many of these black women have more than 80 sexual partners by the time they're 30 years old, then when they hit 35, 40, 45, 50, they want to come back to the working class brother who has been putting in those hours, trying to build himself up, trying to build his reputation up, doing the right thing. What she wants to come to you and tell you is all of your hard work has no value, and all she wants to do is basically mooch off you, bum off you in her older age. And again, that's a major insult to you, black man, because what this woman is saying is you have no value outside of your resources, and you have no value as a person. You are just a tool she's going to use to get some free dinners, some free drinks, a place to stay in her old age. And again, that is a complete disrespect to you, because if this woman respected you as a man, she would have come to you in her late teens and early 20s wanting to be your wife, and she would have come to you and said, hey, I want to help you build whatever business you wanted to do or work towards whatever career you wanted to work on. She would have been working with you from her late teens to her early 20s, and she would have given you herself in her prime. And that's what a woman who respects a man would have done. She would have come to him in her prime, in her most beautiful state, and said, hey, I want to be a partner with you in a relationship. I want to be a wife in a relationship. No, she's not going to wait till she's like Stacy Dash, 54 years old, busted, broken down, and run through and used, and then come to him, this black man, talking about, I want to start dating black men again, acting like you're offering me a gift, but all you're doing is offering me a broken down, busted body and a messed up mind that cannot really help me do anything. So this female, again, she wants the black man to go in the garbage. She wants the black man to fish through the trash. And this is something that if black men have to really stand up against, because this is a disrespect towards you. This is an insult directed at you. I mean, why should you be the world's garbage man? Why should you be the one having to put up with fishing through the trash? I mean, the working class white men are not digging in the garbage for women. The working class Asian man is not digging through the garbage for women. The working class Hispanic man is not digging through the garbage for women. The working class Arab man is not digging in the garbage for women. But the working class black man digs through the garbage for women because he does not have any sort of standard for himself. And brothers, you need to start getting standards for yourself, because when a woman puts you last, that is just disrespectful. And if she's going to put you last, then you need to leave her in the trash, because if she could not go out here and make you a priority, then you don't need to put her on your schedule, and you don't need to make her a member of your team. The woman who you make a member of your team is the one who puts you first, the one who shows you respect, because one of the greatest things of showing a man respect is making him a priority and making him number one from minute one. Because whoever the woman puts first in her life, that's who she's really wants to be with. And when your Stacy Dash put white men first, that showed us who she was looking to serve. And as I see it, she was looking to serve white supremacy. So we need to leave her to the white supremacists she wanted to be a part of. Even though they've thrown her in the garbage, we need to leave her in that garbage, because she wanted to be with these white supremacists. She wanted to be with these white men. And we need to leave her to those white men, because our standard should not be substandard, and we should not settle for somebody's leftovers, especially the leftovers of white racists and white supremacists. If she wanted to go out here and be their bedwench, then she can go and sleep on their street, because we're not picking up that garbage. We're not picking up that trash. And any black man who has, again, a semblance of character, he's going to say, I could care less about that light skin and that silken Mexican hair. It's the content of her character that I'm judging her by. and by that content of her character, she's not coming back into my community through me, because as the leader of that community, I'm not settling for less than the I'm not settling for anything less than the best, and I'm putting the sisters first who put me first. If you want to learn more about men's issues, you can pick up my books, Stop Simping, Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance, The Man Crisis, and Stop Simping in the Workplace on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find those books on Smashwords, the iBookstore, and Google Play. And if you want to see me make more classic videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and e-readers, The Temptation of John Haynes. Given to temptation, pick up this action-packed African-American paranormal romance. Get The Temptation of John Haynes in paperback and e-readers.